Hail Satan, we are back. Did you miss us? That's right, motherfuckers. It's Saturday night. Grab your drink of choice, smoke of choice. As long as it doesn't harm nobody, who gives a fuck? We are going to have some fun tonight. We have quite the goddamn list for you, as this is officially the first goddamn program of 2024. How about that? But before we get into all this chaos and madness, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brothers over in the UK at Poison Valley Clothing. Check that shit out. Allahu Akbar! Fucking right. If you want to get yourself an amazing custom horror t-shirt, apparel, he does hoodies, and I think they're going to be getting into some more things as well. So get your asses over to Poison Valley Clothing on Facebook and pick yourself up a high quality custom print horror t-shirt, low price, fast shipping, high quality. All right, what's up, Cody in the house and everybody else? Don't be scared. This is the program that you get to talk as much shit as we do. Got my co-pilot over here, Human the Half Beast, in the house, ready to make the magic happen. Uh-oh, he didn't get his little
I gotta
magic going on. Okay. I was gonna say we might have to coax him with a little of this.
Oh boy, that'll do it. Woo!
Every fucking time.
That makes me feel like I'm 18 years old.
Hey, we're 18 at heart, right?
Ooh, when I see that.
Woo-wee. So there has been so much shit that has gone on, and we're only coming out of the first month of 2024. And there's just so much interesting shit in literally every facet of just about every industry, whether it's movies, music, art, obviously, we don't really talk about it, but obviously a lot of political things, but there's just all kinds of shit going on. So the most funnest thing I've found thus far on tonight's goddamn list is something that is very near and dear to all of us here at Morgrot Entertainment. And I'm talking about probably will be one of the most important films to come out. And it just debuted at the Sundance Festival. As you know, is a very big independent film and other, films as well. But this one hits real close to home. So there is a new film that is not quite a documentary, and that's what's awesome about this. But it is in conjunction with the Church of Satan on a new film that just debuted at the Sundance Film Festival, Realm of Satan. So I'm going to pull up here what this entails. Now, It's a challenging film, not at all a typical didactic documentary, and its approach clearly goes over the heads of some viewers. Oh, really? Satanism
Yeah.
going over people's heads? What? They're probably going, fuck, they didn't kill anything. Gizmo reviewed it and got the entire point of this fascinating work, essentially conceived to function as a visual ritual. And you can obviously, if you go to the churchofsatan.com, you can read the rest of that person's article. So as far as what we know, we're able to actually watch this thing now.
Oh,
They have it on a streaming service. So it says the film's distribution is currently being negotiated. So in time, we'll let you know how to view it. Tickets for streaming viewing are available for viewers in the United States. Whoop, whoop. And it began the day of this article, which was, I think, a couple days back. So it says once you basically just click on the link. So if you go to the churchofsatan.com, hit the Sundance 2024 streaming tickets and get yours. It says your screening, Realm of Satan, will be available on January 25th at 8 a.m. You have until the 28th at obviously 5 to midnight to start watching it. Once you begin, you'll have 5 hours to finish watching. The film runs for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now, anything and everything you ever wanted to know about Satanism is definitely being captured in this film. It's not quite a documentary. Thank goodness. How many times have we had documentary after documentary about Satanism? And it's all the same janky shit. This really kind of puts it so much in layman terms, from what I understand, that even the dumbest Christian could understand.
now
So,
could the dumbest fucking Muslim understand?
literally everyone.
Because I lived in Saudi Arabia, and that's a whole new level. As much as we can't stand our nut jobs here. Oh
man,
my
there are
God.
nut jobs all over the world. We know that.
These are at a new level of arrogance and a new level of foolishness.
Well, sadly, we live in a world where people are ruled by fear. But here's the other thing. They all want to be the one that's right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the Church of Satan trying to be what's right for everyone, because it's not for everyone. You know, it's so religious type of a belief system. So it's like you can't go at it like Christians, go at the Bible. This is something completely different. We've been saying this shit for years. Dude, everything you need to know is in the Satanic Bible. How much more do we need to give you? And now it's like we have this new film. I'm so excited. You can see I'm tickled pink because I'm like, finally, something really kind of like, I don't know, thinking outside the box, trying to deliver, hey, this is why you guys have us so wrong. And it's a visual aid that will take you into this. So what do you think about that, Hoofbeast?
100% excited. I wish people actually knew what the fuck they were talking about. And this gives them the chance.
Because I could definitely tell you that Magister Bill M is tired of repeating himself to daily fucktards that just don't get it.
Well, the fucktards don't get it because they don't want to get it. They have a narrative that they want to keep, and they're not going to veer away. They might pretend for a few seconds, and they don't want to do that.
No doubt.
But there are loads of people that do want to know. There are loads of people who do want to know and are curious. If I ever heard that I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about something and I believe the source, I would fucking want to go find out.
Right. It's like, I guess it's just easier for folks to, well, whatever I'm told, that's what it is. There is no other way around it. Well, my pa, my aunt, my grandmother, they've all said the same thing, so it must be true. Well, they don't want to do their own independent study. And then it was kind of interesting to see on Satan's Plane on, I guess they call it X now, but it was Twitter. Of people saying that it wasn't relevant back in the 60s and it isn't relevant today. Really? Because the numbers are horrendously huge, even more so worldwide than it ever has been. So sorry, we're not going away. Let's say hello to Kyler. What's up, man? And Mouse Bong, who says, "What's up, you sexy MFers?"
Mouse Bong.
Kyler says, "Great, I can show this to my overly Christian aunt. Please let us know how that goes, because I would like, somebody of intelligence to see this thing and go, okay, I get it now. I get it." And then he says, she literally thinks Barney the dinosaur is the Antichrist. Her exact words. Oh, man. I feel sorry for you, man. Shoot.
That's a topic for the goddamn program right away. That just that started the list off.
Absolutely. I'm going to have to delve into that. Pop culture, I guess, icons that Christians think are the Antichrist.
Well, my dad can't stand when any athlete says anything that is against his far right Republican views. He just can't stand it. It makes him so mad, and like they'll hardly do anything, and he gets so mad. And I'm just like, Dad, this isn't affecting you at all. They have a right to say what the flip they want.
Exactly. Trust me, my father's no different. If it goes against what he thinks is right, then it's not right. Yeah. But, that's the old world, mentality of not being free as a person. Yeah. Coming up all those years being told what is right and shoved down your throat, So that was really cool. I was really glad to see that and to know that. So that's one realm of entertainment. Let's now take it into the next one on the list that is so fucking funny. I can't wait to tell you. So the great Loudwire says that a black metal band, they don't even put their fucking name in there, which is so stupid. It's like, why can't you do that? Apologizes for their controversial show in Texas. So let's think a minute about black metal. Is it in your professional experience, Huff Beast, is it normal to see a very chaotic, very blasphemous, very insane type of show live?
Depends on the band, but a lot of them, like Watain, absolutely, it's going to be nuts. Like Mayhem is more theater. It's a lot of fun, but it's more theater. They come out and they use the fog machines and use their hooded costumes and stuff. And I didn't even have a thumb up. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know. Your mind, man. Since the 90s, I would even go as far to say that they've had, blood theatrics, fire, all kinds of crazy shit. That's what really made black metal so attractive, not only in sound, but when you go see the show, it's like walking into, portal to hell, which is fantastic. I love it. So let's find out why this black metal band, who's obviously not a major name, but they are a black metal band I believe from Texas, if I remember this correctly. Let me pull this up. Nope, that was the wrong one. All right, so I honestly forget the name of the band. Let me see here. I was almost positive that I had it. Okay. Well, apparently I don't. Not sure how that didn't get in there. My bad. So let me go ahead and preface this to you. So here's what happened at this show.
Excuse me.
Bless you, sir. Unholy. Anyway, um, so typical black metal show. It's in a small club. There's some lights, there's some fog. But this particular band severed a hog's head, a real one, and thought that it would be fun. And this isn't the first time they've done it. Apparently, they do it at every show. I don't know how expensive it would be to get a severed hog's head. I'm not sure where they're getting it from. But anyways, they proceed to throw it out into the crowd. Well, what happens at a metal show? Let's say somebody from the stage throws out a beach ball. What are they going to do?
They toss it around or they toss it back up on the stage.
Well, I guess you could definitely know what's coming next. Apparently, the crowd starts throwing this severed fucking hog's head around the crowd. Mind you, it stinks. But what made this so bad is one crowd member who, I don't know if they just were like, ew, I don't want to touch it, but I'm still black metal, decides that it's coming at them, turns around, throws it, and it directly hits another crowd member, and it was caught on video. So, you know what they say, there's no such thing as negative press, right? But in this band's case, stick it on a pike, put it on something solid. You know what I mean? Oh, this shit. Let's see here. We got like a slew of comments. I love it. I've been bathed in blood by Watain. I've seen microwaves get busted up with baseball bats and thrown into the crowd. Anything goes, really. Wow. I didn't know we got into kitchen electronics as a form of entertainment. Kyler says Behemoth was pretty tamed when I went to watch them. That's because they're more about like the spiritual aspect than they are shock value. Cody says, hey, now that portal is here in Tennessee. You are correct, sir. And then Kyler goes on to say a family event, bring the kids. No, you definitely don't want to catch this band if they're literally throwing a severed hog's head around. Let's see. I think I just, nope, hold on. I may have found it though. There we go. So they issued a statement because, of course, when a crowd member gets hit in the fucking head, and you can go to Loudwire and watch that video. It's very short, but all of a sudden you see this guy whip around, throw the hog's head, beams at the guy, and goes, whoa! And then, video cut off because I think it literally knocked the phone out of his hand. I mean, everyone out in the crowd there in the Morgarath universe just said that metal shows pretty much anything goes. So is it too far-fetched to think that people aren't going to toss this thing around like a football? I mean, to me, I think it's fucking hilarious. Not would have been my choice, though. I don't think if I was playing on stage that I would want the crowd tossing a severed hog's head around. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm an animal person, so I don't like it, but I would protect their right to go to a slaughterhouse and buy the head and do what the fuck they want, as long as they're not hurting somebody. You hit me in the fucking head with a fucking dead pig's head, I'm gonna be fucking livid. But I'm
Yeah.
probably, before that happens, I want to back out, and I'm basically going to be in my own protest of them doing some shit like that. Like Watain, Daniel's been sick several times from the pig's blood that's on his vest, and from playing with this shit all. He's been sick so many times over it. And if he wants to do that, that's his right. He can go to the slaughterhouse and buy it. So like when people are up in arms about using the animal, I choose not to want to be around that, and I would probably go to the bat, and I don't think that's cool to me. So I don't
No,
want to have anything to do with that.
I don't think that. I mean, there's so many different lifelike things today that we can purchase um, to have as, even if it's just like, on stage as part of like the decor of,
Hmm.
what they're trying to do. You can have masks full on, like, heads recreated out of plastic, and it's
Hmm.
not real, but it looks lifelike, probably feels lifelike. I've seen it. Horror films do it all the time. They don't use real animal nothing. It's all prosthetics and shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, why wouldn't that be the first thing they thought to do? Personally, I think this was a fucking
Gimmick.
promotional gimmick to get their name out of there, because no one's ever heard of these fuckers.
Yeah, like here's one of my issues with black metal. So many black metal bands sound the same, and there's so many of them. And
It's
so
almost overwhelming.
yeah, so like I'm not real excited about all these other black metal bands because they're basically trying to sound like it's 1996 at the height of second wave, and I'm not. I mean, I love it, but I already have many, many albums that I can go and access from way back then that are as good or better. I don't need to listen to more. That's just the way I am. If I'm listening to black metal, I want to hear more. So my theory is they know that they sound like 1,000 other bands, and they're using another gimmick just to get attention. And boy, they're going to get it. But
Well,
to
and it's
me, that
been
they're
done
just they're
before.
just dumb. They're just dumbasses. Like I'm just like you're not interesting to me.
No, it was pretty stupid. And of course, Loudwire has to stir the pot by saying black metal apologizing for its antics. Since when? I'm like, man, first of all, I don't think this should have been newsworthy, in my opinion. I mean, it could have been handled quietly and like that be it. Um, they issued a statement that says, we are a black metal band, and as part of it, we try to add a little bit of imagery and shock value to our set. Unfortunately, our acts have gotten carried away. Because people will be people and they're going to toss shit around. Should have thought about that. Um, and way out of hand, offending many and even harming some. I mean, you're tossing around a live, actual animal head. You're throwing it around. It's touching everybody. Their hands are touching it. So, how many fucking people probably threw up? I mean, we're metal fans. We're out there drinking. you
Hmm.
know, Something like that happens. It's like shock and awe, and suddenly, oh shit, I'm actually holding a severed head in my hands. I might puke. I don't know. I've never been in that position because, well, let's face it. But it says, we want to apologize to any vegans, Muslims, or other minority groups we may have offended, and to anyone who was harmed by our act. Most importantly, we want to apologize to the White Swan, which was the club that they were playing at, the sound guy and the owner. And thank you for giving us an opportunity to play there. They won't be having them back. That's why I said, if you're going to try to do some kind of like way to get yourself noticed,
Mhm.
it's the wrong way to do it, man.
It's gross. They just look stupid to me.
Well, sure. I mean, let's take it back to the early days of Marilyn Manson when he used to cut himself with glass on stage. He wasn't flinging it on anyone.
Hmm.
Sure, it was shocking, but it was all there. Like nobody else touched it. Uh, Unless it was a bandmate who was being stupid or something. I don't know. But, there are ways of doing things. And that's why we have especially this day and age, such access to trying to create imagery, even in the realm of Satanism, where you don't have to do something so stupid like that. You're right. If I would have got hit by that thing, somebody would be killed. Ay, ay, ay. So I thought that was interesting. And like I
Yeah,
said,
definitely was.
I don't think that it's, like I said, I don't think it should have been news, because what did you do? You called attention to a band that was looking for it. And when you listen to the video, you watch the video, when you go to Loudwire, you will hear that they suck.
Yeah, we still don't know their name.
I gotta look it up. It was something stupid. It didn't even sound edgy or anything. Just, they must have put it into the random black metal band name generator and pulled this thing out, because it literally is so stupid. Sorry for not having that available at that particular moment. But anyhow, so we are going to move on. So there has been a film that has come out. It's not quite a horror film. It's more of a thriller psychological film, which, a lot of us really dig. But it's gotten a whole lot of flack for being a weird, very disturbing film because of one particular scene in which a dude is fucking the ground. And not just the ground, it's a grave.
Did he use lube?
Huh?
Did he use lube?
I don't know, but damn it, it's really kind of funny to see, because everyone says it's just such a great film. The film is called Saltburn.
I'm waiting for Mousebong's comment. She'll have a comment.
Oh, I'm sure she'll have it. Actually, there's a couple new. She guessed it. Saltburn.
Yeah.
Yep. She said no lube. He's a dry guy. So I take it Mousebong saw this. So me being me, I watched the trailer, and I'm sorry, the film just doesn't interest me. Oh, some rich kid, rich family kind of, gets away with whatever they want, or he's told no, not to, be with this person or whatever. Same old shit. I don't see what's so amazing about the film. Nothing against anybody out there in the Morgrat universe that likes the film. You're more than welcome. I'm just saying it's not for me. Mousebong actually says decent film because it has great twists. Well, that's cool. I mean, maybe I'll give it a chance. It just seems a bit too artsy. I don't know.
Was it a tarantula hole? Or a gopher hole? What type of hole was this that he was working on?
A freshly made grave with a headstone.
Oh,
So
okay. So it was
the
soft
reason
dirt.
I'm bringing it up,
he was drilling. He was drilling into soft dirt.
yep, not quite a fresh apple pie. Yeah. Well, here's what kind of drew me to wanting to put this on the goddamn list this week. So POV, the grave scene really affected you. Saltburn superfan gets a graveyard scene tattoo, and people say it should be illegal. It literally, if you can see it there, she got this on her thigh, and it's literally the naked guy drilling the ground. It's from that scene. So my question to everybody is, do you think that this should be illegal?
Absolutely.
How could you call a tattoo illegal?
Yeah,
That's like saying every upside down cross or
Fucking hell.
pentagram or Baphomet or any other demonic things I have on my body currently should be illegal as well, technically, by
Mhm.
today's standards. I mean, it's her body. I actually think it's kind of comical because it's a colorful commentary at just about any party or dinner.
Yeah.
So, you being a tattoo artist, I thought this would be kind of, in your wheelhouse. Like, what do you think about that?
Like I have a choice. I would refuse a rebel flag. I would not tattoo a fucking rebel flag. Nope,
Well,
won't
sure,
do it.
that is your
Any
right.
Yeah, any sort of white supremacy bullshit, I don't want to tattoo that. But if some tattoo a fucking big fat piece of steak, I'll fucking tattoo that on them. But if I'm not gonna make a, I'm not doing any. I like just like I would never have.
I almost want
I
to see
I
that now.
I I I would never want Dimebag's rebel flag guitar. I would
I don't
not
even think that
ever
really gets
fucking
done
want that.
anymore. You know?
Yeah, he did it. He played that thing a lot too.
Oh, well, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some good ones here. Let's see. Mousebong says, I didn't expect to like it. Kind of reminded me of Parasite, though. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm kind of intrigued. The haves and the have-nots kind of dynamic. I see where you're going now. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. It depends. But anyways, I mean, anyone and everyone is trying to watch that fucking thing. As far as I know, it's on Prime Video right now. Let's see. Mousebong also says no tattoo should be illegal. It's your body.
Yeah.
Totally true. And
Yeah.
Babylon for the win.
Babylon.
How about the foreskin?
Well, I do have a funny story about that.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, so a couple came into the shop, and this is when I was still an apprentice. And
Oh, much to your chagrin.
oh yeah, and so they both wanted each other's names tattooed. One was on the inside labias. She wanted her husband's name
Ow!
tattooed on the inside labia, and then the man had to get it on the shaft. And
Oh!
so my friend, he did it. He was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll do it. I don't give a fuck." He did it. $200 each. The work lasted about 4 minutes for each one, and he was done. Very thin skin on the shaft, so
Yeah.
he had to have a really shallow uh, needle plunge, and he had to be really steady-handed, so he didn't blow it out. No pun
Oh,
intended.
man.
So he didn't
I,
blow the tattoo line out.
right.
Yeah. So he had a machine that had a really shallow throw. They call it the throw as far as
Mm.
like how deep the needles plunge.
Well, shit. You ain't got much, room to travel, period, on the shaft. I wouldn't
Some are
even know
bigger than
how one.
others.
I mean, did she have to stroke him off to get him hard so it could be done?
No, he had to stretch the skin. You have to take the skin and stretch it. Letter by letter, he stretched the skin.
Oh, I mean, as a
Proof.
tattoo artist, just thinking about it, like here before me is another man's schwanky, and it's in my hand, and I'm literally stretching skin to get this thing done.
Well, I have my ass crack tattooed, so if you guys want to see, just kidding. So that was a fun evening. The poor guy who uh, sponsored my apprenticeship and taught me. Yep, that's what he got to do that night. When you get a Japanese back piece that goes all the way down, then that's just what you got to do.
We got a new viewer. Awesome. Apparently, Jamie Moore is dying laughing at this point. We are
True
happy
story.
to make you laugh on a Saturday.
On the goddamn program.
That's fucking right. Where anything goes. Uh, everyone's dying now, guys. I'm fucking dying laughing over here. What the? That's kind of the point of this show. You don't know what the hell we're gonna be ending up talking about.
You never know what's coming into the tattoo shop.
Oh, that's
That's
so
for
fucking
damn sure.
true. I mean, people nowadays have such creative places and ideas of what they want,
Creative expression.
especially over the privates. Oh my goodness.
Oh yes.
You know, I thought it was all bad, seeing women tattoo their vaginas with the face of a monkey. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but
No.
I've seen a few in some random Instagram tattoo, posts and stuff. I'm sitting here going, holy crap.
I have tattooed a bearded clam before. I have tattooed a bearded clam on my daughter. My 29-year-old daughter. She's a tattoo artist in Portland. If you want an original fucking tattoo, she's a really good tattoo artist too.
Nice.
And she's in Portland. They're opening a new shop right now. I think it might have opened today, actually.
Very cool.
I tattooed a bearded clam on her. That's what she wanted. It's on the back of her arm, right under her tricep. And then I've also tattooed. She wanted one for when pigs fly, so I made a anthropomorphic pig, and it's a big girl pig, and she's wearing a muumuu, and she has humongous tatas that go down real low, and it's a see-through muumuu, and she's drinking a martini and smoking a cigarette with a long filter.
I love it.
Awesome. And she has wings and she's flying too.
That's awesome. Apparently you got mouse bong under the collar there. The way I got excited for Beast's ass cracking reveal, I'm dead. So dead.
My pleasure.
Oh man. So I don't know, for the fact that people are from all these other things that I guess just are considered normal now to most people, suddenly folks are having an issue with a naked guy, basically what looks like in the tattoo, he's just laying down on a fresh grave. That's it. So I don't know why people are freaking out about this. It's not even a huge tattoo either. It's like maybe that wide, and it's just all black. There's no gray shading, there's no detail. It's almost like a shadow of it. I'm just like, no one, unless they've seen the film, would even know what the fuck it is in the first place. Vampires, in the little sexy vampire movies, they used to do shit like that all the time. What's the big fucking deal? I'm just like, people get scenes from movies tattooed on them all the time. It's very common.
Mm-hmm.
There's ones now that are rather popular. Some people are getting a lot of sexual themed things that are very explicit. But you don't see anyone going, that should be outlawed. Mm-hmm. But they're having this much problem with that. So that's my problem. I'm just like, you could have attacked a million different, very non-classy tattoos, but you picked that one to go, oh, this should be illegal. What the fuck ever, man. The girl's of age too, so what does it matter?
Here we go again. Once again, people looking for ways to become offended.
Literally. Somebody somewhere is always going to have a problem with what you do.
It's not my fucking business, but I'm going to make it my fucking business.
Honestly, I think a lot of folks are bored with their lives.
Mhm.
and they just look for things to get pissed off about and bitch about.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, nothing against the film. I may check it out. I don't know. I may take the plunge.
I want
We'll
to
see.
see it now. That sounds like my type of film. I mean,
Well,
not the fuck
sure.
in the grave, but that might be an interesting aspect. I have to see the context.
Let's see here. Babylon Sun says, "What about a bearded crack?" Could you imagine what that would look like? Let's see. Cody said, "Oh my." Same person has a hand jerking off and says true love. What? Uh, Interesting. Don't think I'd ever want to see it. Uh, let's move on in our shit show parade here. Uh, oh
This has been
man.
one of our more fun ones. This has been pretty fun.
Oh, dude, you know me. I'm all about bringing tears of laughter to everyone because I find this shit to be so comical. Even if it's
Mhm.
serious, I find it comical for the most part. But this one kind of pissed me off, and I'm pretty sure this guy's dead now. Thank goodness. Pat Roberts.
Oh yeah, yeah. Recently.
Well, this just goes to show you a lot of like, we're all about the blasphemy here, especially on this fucking
Hmm.
show. But I just had to
Hmm.
point out one of the most fucked up things I think I've ever seen and heard this man say. I have hated him since I was a kid. That's how far deep my hatred for this man goes. But he actually, on a live interview, it's kind of hard to see there because I needed to bring the image up a little bit. But Pat Roberts smack children around to protect them from all that is evil. I had to watch. I watched the little clip twice. I was like, you literally, the entire world watched this guy say, without mincing words or even not looking straightforward at their interviewer, he says, smack the children around to protect them from all the things that are evil. And the woman that was asking him a question, they had a caller. So a caller came in and was like, I'm having trouble with my child. They're not listening to me. They're just kind of going off doing whatever they want to instead of listening to what I want them to do. That was that man's solution. Smack them around. The evil will just go away. That was not exactly an evil thing that the lady was even talking about. She was just like, how do I get him to listen to me, work with me? Because obviously her son is now a teenager. And what do teenagers do? Defy the parents all the time. Because that is the period of a human being's life where they challenge their folks with how much they can get away with. I did it. Hoofbeast did it. Shit. I bet everybody out in Morgrot Entertainment World also has done that. So, man, I just thought that was crazy. Just crazy to me. And trust me, there's literally tons of them.
Yeah, it's a shame that a lot of parents don't know how. And I saw this as a teacher for so many years. Parents don't know what the fuck to do. They want to be their kid's friend a lot of times, or they do hit and they don't know how to discipline. What I always took pleasure in, if they were being shitty, and I really didn't have to be shitty because we set my daughter right when she was young.
Mm-hmm.
She knew what was coming, that we weren't going to let her get away, even with small things. And we weren't, like, hovering over any, we're just not that type. But she knew what the boundaries were. We were very clear about that. And if she did, she knew I was going to take away something she loved. And she would
Right.
hate it. And I was going to hold to it. And I was not going to give any time off for being nice or crying or whatever. But I was real calm. You know what you did? Let's talk about it, and here's your consequence. And it fucking worked.
And it's like you don't even have to hit. You don't have to
No.
do anything like that, really. I mean, unless your child is attacking you with a butcher knife. You know what I mean? I hate to take it that far, but I'm like, you don't have to hit. Shit, sometimes just a is simple enough if it's, just a really bad situation. But I mean, with my oldest, I never had to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you set those boundaries, you're not going to be asking Pat Roberts for his fucking twisted, insane advice on how to parent children. um
We
you
could
know
do an entire show on Pat Roberts
Holy fuck,
quotes.
I could get the
Easy.
the
We could do a
most
year's worth of shows.
outrageous comments that man has ever made. We could totally build an hour out of it.
Oh, there's a lot more
We just might do
dumbasses we could go find too. There's a lot more dumbasses we could go find too. Florida has a lot of them.
that. Not totally surprised at that.
Yeah.
Well, as a matter of fact, I found another such asshole. I don't know where this little fucking, crotch cricket came from. But I saw this and I had to fuck with it, and you're welcome in advance.
That's the only thing that matters today. Nothing else. It don't matter how big or how hot shot you think you are for the executive for IBM. I mean, give me a break. If you don't surrender your will to him, there's no way you're going to make it in. No way. You think you're going to heaven and you think you're saved just because you put your name on the church ballot? Going to church don't save your soul. You have to build a personal relationship with the one we're talking about who has the key to the gate. And if you want to tell me how to live my life, it better line up with the Word of God or shut your mouth.
Where do they get these people? Do they get a membership to like be a presenter at any sort of church gathering? From the bottom of a Cracker Jack box or something. I mean, where do these fuckers come from? I mean, they want people to learn the joys of that particular faith. And this guy is sitting there screaming at them the whole time. And the things that he said just are mind-boggling to me. Making fun of people who have high-powered positions, telling them they ain't shit, and this, that, and everything else. Like, he's the secret gatekeeper of the key to heaven. I had to fuck with it, so you're welcome. Shit, just that drove me
That
mad.
that dude had just come off of drinking a gallon of Jesus. I know he had. He acted drunk. He was kind of slurring his words. He was kind of stumbling around too.
Oh,
He acted
legit.
like a
I thought he was
he
going to
acted
fall
like a
over.
drunk. Yeah, he acted like a drunk. He had his shirt all sloppy and kind of open, like ew. Oh boy, Reaper's had a freeze. So what the hell do I want to talk about? Well, everybody else is here while Reaper's gone. Hey, tomorrow we are having a show called The Avant-Garde of Metal. It's on at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be outstanding. We're going to talk about the key bands that were the avant-garde of metal in the 80s and the 90s and up till the present. What are the key albums for you to go get if you're interested in this stuff? And what kind of inspired them? Was it jazz from way back? Was it the percussionist jazz and how they did time changes and did stuff differently? Was it the band Rush? Because a lot of them will talk about Rush. You know, what was it that inspired the avant-garde of art? The avant-garde is those who are pushing and trying to invent new sounds, new ways. So for you guys tomorrow, we have all the way from Berlin, Germany, Josh Elmore of Cattle Decapitation will be on. And then from San Diego, California, we have Nick Turner. He is the main person who does composition and all of the guitar work for Acausal Intrusion. And this show is going to be fucking amazing tomorrow. If you're interested in what's new in metal and where metal has been and what it really means to be avant-garde, join us tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Josh Elmore of Cattle Decapitation. Reaper's Underground and Morgrot Entertainment is bigger. We're getting better and better artists. We just had John Christ on. We had Gene Hogland on. And if I could share, I wish I could, but there's two that are coming up in a few months that are just
Mind blowing.
amazeballs. Yes. Like, and we're going to get more and more. But tomorrow we have Josh Elmore of Cattle Decapitation. You can chime in questions. He's the nicest guy. And then we're going to have Nick Turner. Nick Turner is an amazing thinker, and he's amazing with his composition. So, anyways, that's how we filled up the time while you were gone, Reaper.
Oh, no
So
worries.
we'll
That
go
was
back
actually
to you.
that was the best thing to do, actually. I'm stoked. What basically happened was my net box decided to have a moment. So I'm waiting for that to come back up. But obviously, I'm going to keep the whole, party rolling here.
Yeah.
So this is hilarious. Babylon says he took communion from the tip of the priest's shaft and then says,
Go Babylon. Fuck yeah.
how many gummies have you had this evening, sir?
That's fucking awesome.
I think we need to check your
Babylon.
limit.
Oh,
And then he
Babylon's
says,
awesome.
suck this in remembrance of me. I love it. Fantastic. All right. So now that I'm on a much smaller screen, but that still looks amazing.
Ooh, oh yeah.
There we
She
go.
is outstanding. I'll bet you her tattoo needs a touch up.
Oh shit.
I would
And
love to
it's
tattoo
probably
that.
in so many different pieces right now. There's no saving it. You never know, but so I gotta credit 100% to Hoofbeast for finding this great segment for the goddamn list because I just think it is outrageously funny. So he tells me about this thing. It says, I asked AI what Europeans think Americans from every single state look like, and the results are just plain mean. And I'm like, when you see some of this shit, you're going to be like, yep, I know somebody that looks just like that.
I will tell you, if we look at Georgia, they're way too kind about Georgia. I lived in Georgia for many, many years. They were way too kind for Georgia.
I mean, the ones I really dug are some of the ones that are like so typical, like legit, everybody just thinks that is truly, and this is from an American, point of view. Automatically, when they hear of that state, they're like, "Yep, that's them, all right." And of course, it was my state.
Oh, I know. I told you. I warned you about that one.
Oh no, it was totally worth it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through some of these, and I obviously both of us invite y'all out there in Morgrot land to tell us what you think and if you have ever seen anyone quite like this, if you're familiar or been in one of those states before. So we'll start with this one.
And which state is that?
Arizona.
Now, when I picture Arizona, I picture like desert and like old like Wild Wild West towns. I did not think that it would be some big, Balkan guy, trying to drink every beer that's in front of him. So I ask you, Hoof Beast, do you think that's true?
So I grew up in Arizona, and
Ah,
yeah, I could see that. It looks like maybe they were thinking about all the bowling alleys they have in Arizona.
oh,
I-
geez.
I've seen people like that at the bowling alleys for sure,
Oh,
but
God.
it really doesn't have a lot of a character like some of the others do.
I
But
agree. I just
and
thought that that was kind of weird that that's what it came up with.
and apparently AI thinks that Europeans believe that almost all of America is quite a bit overweight because most of them, from what I remember, were overweight. Most of the people depicted were pretty overweight.
Yes, I agree. But you cannot tell me that they don't have their problems with it too, because let's face facts. I mean, we've seen plenty of we'll just say, European people that are not a stereotypical super thin, I don't know. I think every country has their problem, but I'm sure ours probably falls, you know, further true on that than most. Um, let's see. How about this one?
Yeah, see, Georgia, they're way too nice on Georgia. Like that's very flattering. So maybe they actually have a flattering opinion on Georgia.
I mean, just from my show when I went to Georgia, I did not witness anything that flattering. Uh, it I mean, there are some parts of Georgia, I'm sure, that are very nice. Probably the smaller town, kind of feel. But shoot, Atlanta, it is crowded, very industrious. There is I don't know, little to none as far as like nature goes. So I don't know. I have to agree with you. That was a little too nice on their part. This
Yeah,
one I found fucking hilarious.
I
If
want
it,
to see Ohio.
oh, you will.
Oh, yes, that is Connecticut. That's awesome. I think that one's great.
So would you agree then that Connecticut is pretty much the 1950s? I don't know. I've never been to Connecticut, so I can't really say.
That was Laverne and Mildred. I
Oh my goodness.
want to see Ohio.
You will.
Ohio's awesome.
Fine, I'll skip to it then. Which is really kind of funny because I don't necessarily agree with it, but here we go.
That's not the one I remembered, though.
That's the
That
one
is.
that it had.
Oh, I don't remember. I remember one that was much more grotesque than this. That's awesome, though.
There are I mean, I'm from Ohio. I lived there all my life till I was 44, 45. I can't remember now. See, I'm getting old. I'm senile.
Yeah.
I have seen rotundas, is what I like to call them, all throughout the state in different spots. So I can
Oh, yeah.
definitely say that it's not too far off, and we now are vindicated. Babylon says wine and gummies. So he's got a twofer
Oh,
going on.
oh,
Holy
that's really
crap
good.
balls, man.
I love me some wine. I love getting a wine buzz on. Wine buzz is a lot more calming and soothing to me.
It is, and sometimes it can hit you worse than most liquor can. It's kind of crazy. But
Well,
paired in with gummies, though, you must be really happy.
When I lived in Saudi Arabia, when we moved there, I did not drink wine. I did not like wine, but alcohol is absolutely against the law there. So we made our own wine, and people had really good recipes. So like we learned how to make wine the first month we were there, and we already had friends who had big vats of wine in their houses that had wine. I drank more alcohol in the first year in Saudi Arabia than I had all my years combined.
Oh my goodness.
It was awesome. I remember we all lived on compounds with 15-foot walls and concertina wire and armed guards with AK-47s,
Right.
and to protect us from the religious fucking zealots.
Right.
And we just had parties all the time. Like you'll be at somebody's house and there's somebody from Australia, New Zealand, England, France, Germany, like every time, Canada, like we hung out all the time and we just barely stumbled home. Got so hammered. So fun.
Cheers to you also, Mouse Bomb. She's got wine and cooking cauliflower curry.
Ooh, I love some. You know, she is an animal person as well. So
Nice.
we would do great going out to eat. No issues.
I've had the Apothic dark wine before, and I can say it's very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I
I
dig
just
it.
had some last week.
Nice. Not to mention, I just love cauliflower stuff.
Mm.
I like it riced mixed with, God damn it, broccoli. The two of them
Mm.
together, riced with a nice garlic, kind of like a garlic sauce, is just so tasty. I even like it as a pizza crust. I don't know if some folks out there do or not, but I don't mind it.
I think it's
All
fun.
right.
I've had it.
So here's the one that they chose for my state, and I 1,000% agree with this, that this is probably what the rest of the
Oh,
world
I remember this one.
of Nebraska. So
Yeah.
now I can tell you that I have never
That's
seen.
some huge corn.
It's fucking exaggerated. I ain't never seen no huge corn out here, and I've been here for 2 years. It's not like they have a fucking contest for who's got the bigger corn. They're too worried, too busy fucking got their, big motherfucking man trucks and tailgating while, drinking massive amounts of alcohol. That's about what Nebraska looks like.
I know several asshats that I'd like to take those actual corns of cob and just set them inside their anus and then just step back and just side kick with my heel straight up their ass.
So
Either that or maybe put it in and turn it sideways and then kick it up their ass.
Whoa, simmer down now. That hurts me in bad places. Pitballs. It's not good to be an enemy of the beast. I'll tell you what. Well, it wouldn't be good for me either. But
I really don't tell people to shove things up their ass. I tell them to shove it up your ass sideways.
So you are a connoisseur of cornholing. Gotcha. Now this one here from Michigan fucked me up for a hardcore second. This is just masterful.
America.
I mean, could you imagine, however they create material to make clothing, how much of it took to cover that slob's fucking, not even his back, but just the front and his arms alone. Jesus. That was frightening. Let's see if anybody else caught that. Oh, Babylon, motherfucker. Okay, so Cody says, it fits you though. You was a corn zombie. That's true.
You were the
But
corn zone.
thankfully, though, I didn't have to have the corn prosthetic on my face like a lot of the zombies did. I was just pure badassery. Nice and dead. Nice and dead and rotting. Of course, Babylon says, I got a cob for you. I bet you do. Keep it over there, buddy. Mousebong says, I'm from Louisiana and I'm so curious what they created from shoot. I'm not sure if I got that one. But it doesn't
Oh, I
involve
did
a
see
swamp.
that one.
It
It
doesn't.
definitely has to do with Creole.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
some
it's somebody,
jackass sitting there eating a bunch of them fish things.
the crawfish. Yeah, the
That's
crawdads. Yeah.
I'm like, you picked that over, so many other ways they could have went with that. I agree with Mousebong though that the alligator wrestling would have been so much cooler.
Yeah.
You know what? You could have even fucking did vampires or some voodoo. That would have been badass.
Alligator wrestling with the necklaces on, naked. But wear your Mardi Gras necklaces. Yeah.
You think that would represent the whole state? Not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying I'm totally clued into how you see it.
Yeah, that's given a Bourbon Street twist.
Right. Totally. Let me see here. So Babylon says, my wife is from Alexandria, so I'm assuming that's Louisiana. And then he goes on to say she can go from zero to ghetto real quick.
Oh, Babylon's awesome. We need to start asking Babylon more questions while he's like this and just get him to say shit.
Exactly, because for some reason he decides to also put mud bugs. I have no idea.
That's what a crayfish is. That's what a crayfish or a shrimp is. He's calling that a mud bug because they have a mud vein. They sift through the mud.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not 100,000% clued in on some of the terminology, but I will be later this year because I got a tattoo convention with Villain Arts. Maybe heard of them down in New Orleans this summer. So hell yeah, it's gonna be super hot, and I'm gonna be drunk. All right. Shit. So Mousebong says Louisiana should just be a pair of tits with beads. Oh yeah. I mean, everything that has ever been put in the media about Louisiana, especially New Orleans, that's all that anyone ever thinks of. Drinking, puking, screwing, and lots of tits. So, hey, Diogo, good to have you with us, brother. Haven't seen you in a minute. He says, oh, sweet. All right, let's take a look. Now, this one is so fucking proper for this state. I was like, yep, all the way.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Absolutely. That one's really good.
Especially in Boston.
I have to agree.
Especially in Boston.
I can hear the accent now. He's from fucking Southie, dude.
Which is what I understand is their roughest, toughest neighborhood. Now, New Mexico. Why the fuck did they do this?
Because of Roswell.
Okay, so really the UK people think that it's just a bunch of aliens? Come on.
Well, I guess they don't know anything else like if they have to come up with something like what do they know about New Mexico? Like there isn't much to know about New Mexico outside of maybe Native Americans or it's got to be Roswell.
I mean, that would be the most famous, right?
Yeah, probably.
Movies didn't help. Multimedia didn't help. Now, this one for Idaho takes the fucking cake.
Oh, that one was awesome. Because that dude looks like a fucking potato, too. He's got a big old potato head and
He
a
looks like a
potato
potato
body.
with legs.
It is. It's a Humpty Dumpty.
Shit, I'm sure there's people that probably say that about me. You better not.
That dude is a Humpty Dumpty potato.
Now this, I think, is just amazing. I'm not sure why they picked this, but it totally gives me Children of the Corn vibes.
Yep.
Holy crap!
Was that Indiana
Sure
or Iowa
was.
or Iowa, Indiana?
I think it was Indiana.
Yep, that's where my dad's. There's a lot of corn there too.
Well,
And
I
that,
won't be rolling through there if they got the Children of the Corn going on.
yeah, it's a pretty serious state. Like a lack of
Is it?
imagination, a lack of. I mean, it's
So
very
moving
straight-laced
backwards
and
instead of moving
boring.
forwards kind of place.
Yeah, yeah. In
Hmm.
my opinion, my relatives are from there. Applegate's settled like in the 1800s, and that's where that's where my dad grew up.
Mm. That explains a lot. This is very appropriate, I think, for Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
There's definitely some spots that are very, very much like that. Now, this one I found really entertaining. Um, this
Yep.
is
I
Maine,
no
right?
fuck yeah, yeah. I would agree.
I guess I just never really thought that it's very like Daniel Boone-ish.
Yeah, a lot of
Like,
wilderness. It's
oh, okay.
really small population. It's almost all forested.
So I guess when we were talking about New Mexico, Diogo says they hope to be abducted. Probably because they're bored. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. Mousebong says New Mexico should just be aliens with the Breaking Bad guys cooking it up. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Because honestly, that's what I think of when I think of New
Yeah,
Mexico.
yeah.
Fucking
Yep.
Heisenberg all the way. It's
Heisenberg or Saul. Better call Saul.
right. Oh man, that was a great fucking show.
Yeah.
Babylon says, haha, they have short, fat, stubby spuds. That was our Idaho. Oh my goodness. So Cody says, Kentucky. Again, I totally believe that. And then Babylon says, I can smell the patchouli and BO from the main one. Oh, so that's where all the hippies went to, was Maine?
They're up in Maine, like it's pretty conservative and pretty
No
scary
shit.
at times. But yeah, there's a lot like it's not densely populated. Like there's some real fucking gun nuts out there.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you betcha.
Yet we never hear anything about it.
Yeah,
At
not
least
so
I
much.
haven't. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they just had that guy that was killing everybody a couple months ago. Was it in October?
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't think I heard about this one.
Yeah, and then he ran and was hiding. I think that was Maine.
Well, sure, he picked it because there's so much foliage there. You know, you could hide a fucking hippo.
Yeah, he hit a while.
Shit. Mm-mm-mm. All right. So the last one for the goddamn list tonight is a last minute submission from my co-pilot here. Tell us a little bit about this one.
So my daughter, yeah.
There we go.
So my daughter tells me that you're a musician. Is that right? Actually, sir, I'm a DJ. You have exactly 10 fucking seconds to get the fuck out of my house.
Dun, dun, dun. All right.
So my daughter, she's 18. She loves going to these fucking DJ shows. She paid like $300 for one of them for somebody to take other people's music and to rearrange it a little bit and sit up on the stage and kind of go like this and move their hand a little bit. Like, I'm fucking sorry. That
Well,
fucking pisses me off. And so then for Christmas, her closest, nearest, dearest friend got a DJ board. And so she's like, oh, and she's taking it so seriously. Oh, look, I found this beat and I mixed it with this one. Oh, she thinks she's a fucking genius on this thing. And so, like, Mia brought me over and said, Dad, look what she got. Like, I was going to be excited. I'm like, have I not been clear enough about how I do
your
not
general
respect
disdain
this
for this.
at all? My fucking God.
I don't know. When it comes to DJing, for me, I think of nightclubs. You know, obviously, you know, weddings if you're not doing a live band. Sometimes it's cheaper. Sometimes it's easier to deal with because they can just play, you know, the tunes that you want to hear. But as far as these, I don't know. I don't know if there's a whole lot of talent that really goes into it because I mean, all you're doing
Mhm.
is mixing sounds put to a beat. Sometimes I don't know. I mean, I like some industrial music, so I do like some of the key sounds and stuff like that, but I sure as fuck wouldn't go pay $300 to go see somebody, you know, do turntable all night. Cody says, speaking of DJs, there's one that has been around Memphis for decades. He was found decapitated the other day in his home.
Ooh, wow.
So apparently, somebody felt the same way that you do, DJs. That was a hell of a bombshell there. Holy crap. I don't know. A lot of ways, this is what I say. DJs that kind of like they just do their own little mixes and whatnot. I call them musicians that can't.
Yeah, I just don't want to call them anything. They can just go away.
It
I
doesn't.
don't
It
think
doesn't
there's
wow
anything.
me.
There's nothing they could do to make me think, wow, that was really good. Or at least I haven't heard. The beats are they're beats that are recycled from the early '90s. A lot of them.
Well,
They're
sure.
fuck.
Hello,
It's so
technical.
fucking boring. But it's what really annoys me is the crowd really gets into these asshats, and
You have
they're
to
not
remember.
really doing anything.
Well, women love to dance, and if it has a good beat, it doesn't matter if there's any vocals. I mean, you remember the whole rave thing that started,
Hmm.
you know, what early 2000s I think is when rave started to get real popular. So it's always been kind of a drug culture thing.
Hmm.
You know, anything from ecstasy to I don't know, whatever crazy shit they come up with, you know. So uh, it doesn't surprise me that it's still a thing. Um, I do have to say though, it does make for good soundtracks because my only case in point is the Chemical Brothers in the original Blade movie. They did the music for the whole movie. So every fight sequence, the music like really fit and it was fun. I don't know. But could I sit and listen to it live with big thumping speakers and the bass cabinets and all that shit? Nah, probably not. It's just not my thing, you know. So, that's funny. Cody says, I figured Hoofbeast felt the same way. And let me see here. The Mousebong says, even when you have the coolest dad, you're going to be a rebel if you're going to be a rebel. I mean, that's
Big
true.
time.
You can't take that away. So, um, and then Babylon says, good point. She may be doing it to rebel. I don't know. It's some
I think it's
people.
I think it's trendy. I think it's a trend Her friends want to go do it, and I think she genuinely likes it. And
And,
because
you know,
she doesn't like pop music, you know, the type of shit that's on the radios. She really doesn't like this, and she thinks this is so different.
in some ways it is. I mean, it's all the rage in Europe. You know, you hear this type of, you know, electro, I guess is what they call it, EDM, whatever the fuck the flavor of the week is, or dark wave. Uh, you want to hear something dark? Listen to the new Human the Hoof Beast album.
Hell yes.
So I don't know. I guess it's better than listening to mumble rap.
Yeah. I'll take it over that any day. Yeah, any day. It's just monotonous and boring,
There is definitely
and I
worse
don't
things
respect
you
it.
could be listening to. So
Like I like to make a connection to somebody actually having, you know, learned an instrument and they're doing something. I'm like, wow, that's pretty remarkable. That was really clever. And I just don't see anything clever in what they do.
well, and I think when it comes to this type of shit, um, there's no feeling, there's no emotion there. It's not painting a picture in your mind of what the artist, no matter what diatribe methamphetamine, you know, interview any of these DJs would give, explaining, oh, this is supposed to capture, you know, this emotion I had. Really? Because when you listen to it, there's no emotion. I don't know. That's what, you know, live music gives you.
It's kind of fake. It's like on Instagram, on social media. Everything in my life is amazing. I'm so cool. I'm so happy. I'm so clever. Here we are. And it's kind of like that to me. It's superficial.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. How did I miss? Oh my goodness. So thanks to Cody for the win. Reminded me of one other goddamn list thing that I had. You know, for whatever reason, when I was uploading all the pictures, this one didn't make it. So what the fuck? Babylon Sun says DJs or Dream Theater. LOL. That's something that if Kyler's still with us, you know, he might be so happy to hear this. So there was some big news from the Sleep Token band that everyone is just nuts about. Suddenly, they deleted their Instagram saying that all good things must come to an end. You know, that made my nipples hard. I don't know about you, but I was like tickled pink at this this news because we would just like them to go the fuck away.
Mhm.
And it turns out that one of their band members was identified. Somebody found out who the bloke was behind the mask. So the future of them, apparently, I guess they're going to continue, but I'm not sure how. Because I believe that they were actually contemplating on pulling the plug on the whole thing. I mean, is there any other money-making scheme that could have ever have been put together? Pyramid scheme at that, where you get everybody fucking interested in your music. Everybody's loving it. You're using the best marketing tools that you can possibly get. And then all of a sudden, oops, somebody found out who the drummer was. We're done. What band in all of our histories, everybody out there in Morgrot land, would have ever have done that? No one. How could you, if you have to be anonymous in a band, I'm talking Ghost, the other Ghost that's spelled Ghost, and all these other gimmick bands out there, If you're anonymous, that means you fucking suck. You feel so shitty about your music that you don't want them to know your name, your real name, not some, number or this or that. The only ones that I can honestly say that kind of, break that barrier was obviously Slipknot, because they weren't afraid to let you know what their actual names are and what they look like without the outfit. Same with Mushroom Head, same way. Everybody know who those dudes were. It's just that when they hit the stage, they are those characters. It's like being in a movie. So I don't know. Personally, I'd be like, give me my fucking money back. That's what I thought. I was like, really? They're gonna stop? Well, obviously, record company is very happy with their success. So they're like, oh no, you got to keep going. You watch what I tell you. They're gonna fire whoever the band member was whose identity got found out and replace them. I can almost put money on it. I don't know. What do you think?
Or they'll say that they fired him and replaced him, and they don't.
Shit, that's the biggest scam of them all right there. Oh, we fired him. Next thing you know, same outfit, same drumming. Because literally when you get a different band member, they can't always play the same way the person who did it first.
Mm-hmm.
They might get close, but in all actuality, I don't know. Personally, I wish they would have just said, fuck it, we're done. See you later. Bye-bye. Oh, Babylon says, damn it, dude, the cat's out of the bag. It's me. I'm the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Can I get a loan? Because I'm pretty sure they made some serious money. Oh, shit. Well, that is our goddamn list for the night, man. This has been by far the baddest ass.
Oh, thank you.
Way of kicking off 2024 with our first show. Excellent list. You guys out there in Morgrot land, we absolutely love you for tuning in. You have made us laugh as much as, we've made you laugh. And it's always a fucking blast. We appreciate you. We got so much cool shit coming up. Not just this show, but Reapers Underground and Tracks of the Damned. Especially as Hoofbeast had told you before. Tune in tomorrow, guys. It's a little early, but that's because we have to accommodate, and that's okay. Sometimes our guests are not in the country, so that's why we have to do it early sometimes. And, touring schedules, whole 9 yards, crazy ass shit. But when you live in Germany, I mean, you got to do it early.
Yeah.
So, definitely join us tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. CST or 4:30 EST. And don't forget, we got Tracks of the Damned coming up, where we're going to be reviewing Vitrol's new album.
I'm telling you. I saw Vitriol open up for Morbid Angel in last April. They were intense, and this album is in fucking tense. And it's gotten a lot of kind of shitty reviews from some people that just don't get it. It is what it is. They've intended this album to be exactly what it is, and that's what it is. And some people don't like it. They're trying to be different, and it's different. And to me, they are part of the avant-garde of metal right now.
Well, and I got news for you. I mean, they wouldn't still be here if people didn't like it. Yep. And that's one thing I think everyone needs to keep an open mind about. So I'm definitely going to delve into it. And, Hoofbeast has probably listened to it already. So it's going to be a great show.
To me, it's an extremely artistically performed, written album. It's a really good album. But we're going to detail some songs and talk about the character of those songs tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Monday.
Hell yeah. So, and February is going to be full of all kinds of great interviews on Reapers Underground. Got some cool stuff, some cool people coming by. Some guests I've had in the past are coming back to say hello because they got new stuff. And we're going to be talking with Phil Herman, the great indie horror director, and his team for an exciting horror anthology. I love anthology horror films because you get 4 great fucking stories all in one. It'll be really interesting to have him come by. So definitely be looking for that, and more from Morgrot Entertainment here. So as you're coming down, or your stomach is going into rest mode from all the laughing, or perhaps you need to, get yourself a big old Philly cheesesteak. So I'm sorry, some of the AI photos of the ginormous men. Just remember, be yourself, for you, for no one else. Be unapologetic. Lots of pizza, always. Hail Satan, and stay heavy.